here is here's going to be how we do this one. So hopefully everyone has this down already, exactly the same. If you don't, I'm going to talk through what we did here. So I'm going to start with my nice, beautiful ruler to get all four, to get the two lines. I'm going to put arrows on all four sides. I'm going to write y-axis and x-axis over here. Guys. Okay, I'm going to put a 0 in the middle. And I can't find, I'll go 1, 2, 3. Okay, while I'm writing this out, I'm going to pick on Caleb. Caleb, you're the first victim here today, please. So, Caleb, where's my first point on my graph going to go?
It's going to be like 4.
Good. So x is going to be 0, and y is going to be 4. My next victim is going to be Natalie. Natalie, how do you get to the next point on the graph, please?
You go down to.
Good. So down 2. This to the right 3. Now you do not need, ladies and gents, you do not need to put the dotted lines on if you don't want to, but for me it's easier to see that. All right, no, I'm picking on you. How do you get to the next point if you wanted to? Good, wonderful. Okay, the other Noah. If I wanted to go this way to the left, how would you get to the next point to the left?
Go left 3 up 2.
Good, so just the opposite then, right? Now the question was, I got asked, the question said, how many of these points do we actually need to do? The correct answer is 2. Okay, right, because the way a straight line works, it should continue like from left. It should continue again and again and again, right? So if I have this point, or if I do this point, or if I do those, they're all the same line. To finish off here, I'm going to do a beautiful line here. Make that red. And we're going to put arrows on the end. I'll put arrows on the end and a title, and we're done. Y equals -2/3 x plus 4. And you can see why this is a lot faster than the table. So this is like extremely fast. Yes?
Why do you have to go back one from the line?
You definitely don't have to. I just wanted to make you guys think and see that it's possible to go that way too. I mean, because technically what I'm doing there is I'm flipping both these. Because -2/3 is the same as 2 divided by -3. So it'll be up 2 left 3 is the same thing. Okay? Let's read your homework on the board, and then I'm going to do one final example to make sure life is good. Look at page 6, 7, and 12. Okay, so one thing that you may be asked here, guys, graphing was not in line with form. We will talk about intercepts later on. You can graph that with intercepts very easily, but I wanted to talk about if you get a question in the textbook, which you might, which isn't in y equals mx+b form, how to do it. Okay, so this is just like solving an algebra question. What we want is we want the y on the left and everything else on the right. Okay, so Luke, I want to get rid of the 4x and I want to get rid of the 12. How do you get rid of a positive 4x? What do? What's the opposite of 4x? Negative 4x. Guess I move across. All right, Molly, what's the opposite of 12, please?
Negative 12.
Negative 12. Okay, now for the final step. What's the last step of isolating y? Go ahead.
Divide by 3.
Divide everything by 3. So that should be y equals -4/3 x. And then you can graph that. I'm not going to make you graph that one, okay? But if you get something that's in, at least that's sort of good. That looks familiar. Caleb, that looks so much familiar to you from last year, I hope. If it doesn't, it should. Okay, so it's the same thing we did for algebra, right? So you move everything across you don't need, flip the signs, and last step just divide by the coefficient.
Yeah, so here the y-intercept would be -4.
Right, good. So going for that, we'll say, I'll go down over here. So m is going to be -4/3, which would be down for right 3, and the y-end is -4. We're not going to graph that, but if you were to graph that, that's how it would go down. Okay, questions and fears before I stop? I'll be checking all this stuff on Tuesday. I may pop in for a little bit on Monday, like we're in the school, all the math teachers, but I will not physically be in this classroom. I'll be in a different classroom, so I may pop in and say hello and ask if there's any question on this stuff. Hopefully we should remember this mostly from last year, I hope. If you don't, that's okay. Your homework this weekend will get you remember it. Questions and fears before I get on the video?
So, for the y-intercept,
Bill stole a ruler from me.
Hey.